everybody, it's Rhonda Lee, the creator of Spirit Miss Smokeless Smudge, and I have a really, really wonderful special surprise for you today. I have my dear friend Alexis, and she is the creator of the Chakredy Immersion program, and I just recently graduated from her program, so she is also one of my teachers. And I'm going to have to gush for a few minutes about Alexis. Girlfriend, she just gets the pure divine download. I love it. I've been a Reiki master for 19 years. I have studied tons of energy systems, even before that. I'm an energy junkie. I love it all. And I had the opportunity to take Alexis's program, the Chakredy Immersion. She's got a lot of stuff, and I'll have her break it down for you. But she's getting ready to start a new immersion, and I wanted to share this information with you all to kind of pique your interest, and you can go over to her page and see what all she's got going on with the Chakredy program. But honestly, I mean, she's just this pure vessel, and the download just came through. I've been so impressed from beginning to end, from the time I started the program all the way through. It was like 8 weeks of like play and heaven for me. And I look forward to all of our meetings, and Alexis just brings it. She just delivers the message that she gets, just pure, and lets us play and discuss it. And I just had a great time, and I cannot stress how much I loved the Chakredy Immersion, and I hope that our internet connection stays stable. We're having storms. So anyway, before we started to the immersion, the Chakredy system itself, Alexis, can you kind of give a brief overview of what that is?
Of course. Let me just first say thank you. I have to take a moment to just feel all of that in my heart, because I feel like every time we connect, my face actually hurts from smiling so big, because it's so much fun. And I love that we both really resonate with connecting with various styles of energy work and these energetic frameworks in a deep way that is also super fun, super light. And I feel like we have that in common. And I cherish you and our connection. So thank you so much. I'm so happy to talk about all of this. So the Chakredy system is something that came through me. It's something that came to me during one of my dark nights of the soul. And I have always been a very avid learner and very curious about energy and discovering, working with different tools and finding a way to really weave them all together. That was one of my biggest challenges, I would say, in my education and just in my career. My academic background is in nutrition. I have my undergrad and my master's degree in nutrition, and I spent a decade working as a personal trainer, and so I've always been fascinated with the body. And I have also I've trained in Reiki and craniosacral and all of these different things. And at some point I just felt like, how in the world do I bring all of this together and really have something that feels unique to me, that feels authentic to me, and also feels like a complete and full expression of my soul's work in the world? And I kind of felt like the more that I studied, the further I got from that place of having a tangible way to really work with people. It was like, oh, you're a nutritionist, but what do you do? You know, you're doing muscle testing, you're doing energy work, like what is your thing? So my thing came to me as a surprise. And I'll show you. So this is one of my master crystal pendulums. This is the physical tool, the amazing tool that we work with in the Chakredy Immersion program. And it is the object that helps us connect with the Chakredy energy. And there's a whole backstory to these pendulums, but I won't go into that now. But there's a lot of magic behind them. Let's just say that. I was one day, found myself drawn to picking up this pendulum that I was gifted. And I started holding it over the people who would come into my practice and were laying on my table. And I was doing muscle testing and energy work and just thought, okay, well, I'm just going to wave this over somebody. I don't know why. And I just started doing it to test the energy. And it was really one day that it came to me that the movements I was seeing were 4 very specific movements, and that they were happening over the chakras. And in all of my energetic studies, I barely touched on the chakra system. So I really didn't learn about the chakras in my education and training. So I just thought, oh, I think this is kind of where the chakras are and this is what's happening. And when that came, the terminology came, the 4 presentations of the chakras came, and I'm happy to go into that. We can talk about the chakra assessment. But the chakra assessment is really the foundation of the Chakredy system. So what we do is we connect in with the energy system, and the pendulum, once attuned to this way of working, will show you very clearly how the energy is flowing within the chakras and within the organ energies. And so I just, over time, like a mad scientist, was doing my research and my data gathering, and I was seeing as many people as I could and just applying this new system of energetic assessment to really help connect what was I perceiving intuitively, what was the feedback I was getting from the person, and how was the pendulum moving. And that is how this system really came to be. And it over time, the more that I've trusted it, because when it first came to me, I thought, well, this is just my thing. You know, this is something that I'm doing, my own little way of communicating with energy. And I started to really feel a strong pull to train other people. And I had no idea if it was going to work. And I mean, no idea if it was going to work. And it did. And it did for every single person. And then this immersion program came to be as just a platform to reach more people, and has now evolved into a certification program. And I'm so excited to say that Rhonda is one of the first graduates, the first part of the first graduating class of Chakredy certified practitioners. And it's just been a complete joy to connect with this energy and to facilitate this connection for other people, because it's not just a tool of assessment. It absolutely is, but it's an opportunity to connect more deeply with the parts of ourselves that are dialed in, the inherent intuitive abilities and gifts that we have, and to really create a context and a framework to develop those more deeply and hone in on a skill set so that you can work with this professionally or personally or both or whatever. I'm going to let you talk because I just keep going.
No, I love it. Well, I want to say though, what I love about you, Alexis, is that you are just as much of a nerd as I am. I study every day of my life. And so you bring it. You bring it to the table. I mean, you do receive the download, but then you bring the information. You bring it there, and I love that. I mean,
I'm bringing it, girl. I'm bringing it big time. But it really is, because so many of us, we all have access to receiving divine inspiration. And what I've found, there are different energetic qualities that I've found to really be part of how this information comes through. It's like building a muscle, and for me, courage is huge. We really have to be courageous to go into that place of receiving the information and then trusting it, because there have been so many points in this process where I've really felt tested. How that point is just one example of going from using it myself to training other people. And I felt the pull, but I really didn't know, is this going to work? Are people going to connect with this? And it did. And every single time that there's an opportunity to trust more deeply, that's where the really intense thing miraculous, magical inspiration and energy comes through, I feel. And then the surrender piece, I feel like that is just surrendering to it and fully claiming it. So it's been an amazing journey to go through this and to train other practitioners in this method and to see reflected back to me those same qualities of courage, trust, and surrender, because it really is, it's so essential in I think connecting with anything new and really claiming it and bringing it forth.
Oh, that's awesome. I just have to interject, and because it was right, just running through my head is fate favors the bold. And, you know, you have been bold. You put this system out. You just went ahead and said, okay, here you go. And, you know, don't know if this is going to work or not, but let's just do it. And that, to me, you put that energy forward into a system. And my world was rocked. You know, I loved it. I'm of the belief system that I can always learn more. And, you know, and then to have the opportunity.
You share that, just that intense desire to really learn and to always, we will always be of, you know, I'm so grateful to have connected with so many amazing teachers and feel so honored and humbled by you connecting with this energy in the way that you have, because I so honor and admire all of your background and your training and your expertise and your wisdom. So it really is, it's the greatest honor of all to then also be in that teacher position and to connect with incredible learners and students like you.
Oh gosh, thank you. Well, I mean, I just think that you took the bold steps, and you provided a platform, you know, where we could openly come and play and discuss everything. And yes, I mean, my world was completely rocked. I've talked about things that I never talk about, and we really broke down things. I mean, it was such a fantastic way to add more, and I feel deeper and richer for this experience. And I just remember that, you know, since you did take the bold steps, I do think that, you know, you're going to continue to see the system grow. I feel like this is just the beginning of the Chakredy. I really do. You know, I'm happy to be on the wave and ride with it.
I know the advanced information's already coming through. I mean, it's so exciting. I feel so alive every time that I connect in with this work, and just being able to share it with other people, it even further enhances and amplifies that intense joy that I experience in connecting with it. It really is something else.
Yeah, and I just love it. I love that you've taken it and you've run with it, and you know, here it is, and let's go. So there's something else I want to cover. I know we don't have a lot of time today, so you know, I snatched Alexis for just a little bit of time when I could get her, but I'm going to leave a link whenever I put out this video, and covering the series of videos that you've done recently on the solar plexus. And then people can also get the webinar that you did as well when they sign up for that. Okay, I want you to just kind of like take it from here and cover the solar plexus and what you've discussed on that link for however much time you have. Just shoot it out. Tell us what we can look for.
Let's do it. So I refer to solar plexus sensitivity or intuition as solar plexus sensitivity. I sometimes call myself the solar plexus sensitive, and I know that we share that in common. That's just terminology and a label, but what I've really come to specialize in, and the people that I tend to attract in my work, are solar plexus sensitive. So for me, that means who perceives energy through the solar plexus and who feels energy deeply. And this can be experienced in the body. And it tends to be, it's one of three types of intuition and discernment that we talk about in the Chakredy Immersion. and the solar plexus being one of those intuitive centers, the heart and the third eye chakra being the other two. And what's so fascinating about the solar plexus is that it's incredibly intuitive, and it also tends to be the most challenging intuitive energy center to work with. We tend to praise the third eye chakra because it's, more of that psychic, intuitive knowing, dream capture, all of these energies that we tend to view as most intuitive, when really I feel that the solar plexus is equally intuitive, if not more intuitive a lot of the time. That I grew up my entire life feeling energy, and it has definitely led me to this place, but it was incredibly challenging and uncomfortable for most of my life because I didn't realize that that was what I was doing, that I was feeling and perceiving other people's energy and energy from my environment, and then taking it into my body through that energy it is my own. And so I've spent my entire life kind of going back through this way of perceiving energy, really breaking it down and understanding it, processing it, integrating it for myself to apply a skill set that allows me to discern with great clarity what is mine and what is not, but then also to help other solar plexus sensitives who really this imbalanced solar plexus energy manifests as anxiety, stress, feeling overwhelmed, a lot of kind of unsure, hesitance around moving forward. I mean, there are so many things that show up here, but it's become my passion is what I'm trying to say. I am devoted to supporting other people who perceive energy in this way to really help them develop a skill set around it so that it's not debilitating, it's not overwhelming, it's something that actually becomes one of your greatest assets in your life and in your business because you are so dialed in and in tune from this part of your energy system. So what the video series addresses is the 4 presentations that we touched on using this amazing tool in relationship specifically to the solar plexus. So what the 4 presentations in the Chakredy system are termed contracted, chaotic, open, and expansive. And these are just terms that help to communicate the energy flow in the chakra system. So we talk about what does that energy flow mean when we look at the solar plexus. And then the webinar is focused on solar plexus sensitivity and some really practical tools to help avoid third chakra burnout or solar plexus burnout. So what is it that you can do within your solar plexus energy to really get clear in your field and experience more of a balanced state instead of going into that anxiety, stress, overwhelm, vicious cycle. So it's really awesome information. You'll hear me in the videos. I get super excited when I talk about the solar plexus, and I always say, it's one of the most challenging centers with, I feel, and I think that's why I love it so much. I'm up for a good challenge. But if you feel like you perceive energy from this part of your body that you can sense when you walk into a room, if somebody's upset, if somebody just got in an argument, if there's something toxic about a situation, you are way more dialed in than you might even know. And it's really my passion to support cultivating awareness and an incredible skill set around that.
Oh, that's awesome. Honestly, I think a lot of people are more dialed in than they realize. So like if you are experiencing burnout or overwhelm and you feel like you're sensitive, to energy or to knowing things, you, like Alexis said, you walk into the room and you can feel it, like if it feels thick to you or maybe it feels light to you. I mean, some people are just super aware of that, where, in crowds or wherever they are, you're more sensitive than you think you are. And I think a lot of times people discount that. So I think this video series is for you, right?
And there are so many practitioners, incredibly gifted practitioners who get burned out working with clients one-on-one because, again, I feel it's going back to this part of the energy. If you're not grounded, if you're not clear in your energetic boundaries, if you don't have awareness around discerning what is self from other, it is so easy to be taken down by taking in other people's stuff. And I know you and we've been down that road, and it is not pretty. And I've spent a lot of my life backtracking and trying to figure out, okay, how is it energetically that we navigate through these dynamics so that we can clearly declare within our energy, you know, what it is that we're calling forth, how it is that we want to be in the world, and really operate of what I would energy. So it's cool stuff. Definitely, I feel one of the major missing links in the energy world is working with this specific topic.
Absolutely. I do want to say, I know we've had a little bit of a lag with the video. We're having storms here, but I still wanted to press through and get Alexis when I had the chance, because she is just as busy as I am, if not more. I do want to say, after taking the Chakredy Immersion program with Alexis, I noticed in developing more of the skill set involved with the solar plexus energy, I have really, really become even more protective of my personal energy than ever before. And I was already very, very protective based on lifelong lessons. And I took it to the next level. I have closed stuff down. I have limited stuff. And I had to, you know, I have found the leaks where stuff would affect me, and you know, I continue to shave down. There's always room to learn and grow more. And I think, you know, and solar plexus was not my favorite.
Because you got to work for it, right?
So much.
You got to work for that. Yeah, it's, and I joke about it, but it's so true. It's like, okay, when we go through the immersion program, because in the first week we connect with the Chakredy system and doing organ assessments and learning how to prioritize. So that's like a big, big part of this program, is learning how to identify and then prioritize energetic imbalances. And because we all, right? It's like we can have so many ideas for how to approach a situation and offer a client, but what to show us, which out of 10 ideas would be the most efficient way. And it's really powerful to work with priorities. But I joke that, okay, we're going to go through the first week, connect with the Chakredy system, then we move through the chakras, starting at the root, and then finally by third eye chakra, it's like, okay, now we've reached the fun part. Now we can talk about dream healing. Now we can talk about connecting with divine inspiration. And because there is a lot of mucky stuff that comes up around the root chakra and being in this physical body, and how do we stay grounded, because so many of us are just way happier up here. So how can you bring it down, and how do you really get into that juicy part of the sacral chakra where you're anchored in and you're trusting and you're setting clear boundaries? Do you discern what's going on at the solar plexus? So yes, I definitely, it can bring up a lot of stuff, and it can be some work, but there's so much good connection that comes through that deep work. And it is a healing process and healing experience. I'm seeing a blue heron fly over me right now, Rhonda. All right.
All right.
Good.
Oh, goodness. Well, thank you. I know we are cutting it on our time, and the storm is getting worse here, so you're starting to go in and out a little bit, unfortunately. But we're going to, I want to wrap this up, and thank you so much. It was a great exploration of self for me to take the Chakredy program. You know, just go, it's something I like to do, and I always like to explore at a deeper level. And it's something that I now use with my clients as well. And I just found it to be great. The information that I know Alexis has got for the videos, is great. You know, I did just tap that interest and see and explore. So I highly recommend everybody checking out her links with the videos, and the webinar that she has is already pre-recorded. So you can do it whenever you want to at your leisure. Go to bed at night and listen to Alexis. I know I have a few times. It's really great.
I love you. I could spend all day talking with you. So I'm so happy that we had this opportunity to connect, and thank you. I mean, thank you for everything that you have brought into this amazing Chakredy community, a community that is so dear to my heart, that's growing and really flourishing. And I really feel that you are such a powerful part of that community. So thank you for everything that you bring forth into the Chakredy realm as well.
Oh, thank you. I'm hoping to be present as much as possible for the next round, and anybody who wants to join me and come and play with Alexis, it is just, Alexis I always refer to as my personal crack. I'm addicted to her. So
I'll take it.
It's been so much fun. But it is fun.
If it resonates, come have fun with us. Energy stuff can be so much fun, and also super tangible and applicable to everything structured. And it's a marrying of structure and systems, and also really dialing into that magic and divine inspiration.
And you have a great support group there waiting. So you can just go straight through hell and feel wonderful. You can, because people are there. Everybody's got your back because we've all done it, so it's great.
Right.
Great, it really is.
Right.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Alexis. I really value your time. I appreciate you taking the time out and jumping on with me on a whim to get this video out there so I could share it.
Anytime, my dear, anytime. So good to see you, and I can't wait to see you again soon.
Oh, you will. You will. I love you.
I love you, dear heart. Take care. Bye. Bye, everyone.